All right, this is Aria Ranch Garden Tour number 2 for 2026. We're out here looking at the fruit trees. We had to prop up this apple because it was too full. I should have thinned those out a little better. These aren't quite ready. I've got a few pears, and I'll harvest those soon. And I've got a few apples. We're looking at these. These ended up with worms because I didn't spray them enough or at the right time. The plums are coming on. They'll be harvested soon. And we've got a few grapes. The grapes are a lot of them in trouble. This plum is gonna be ready pretty soon. But I didn't spray enough, and the grapes especially suffered. These look pretty good, but I've got a lot of powdery mildew. These apples will probably be another month. These are the best looking tree I've got, and they're pretty full. That variety is a winter banana. My apricot tree is coming back. It almost died completely. And this nectarine turned out to be a peach. It probably has at least 3 more weeks to a month. This cherry is coming back. It wasn't getting enough water. A few apples on this. And then we've got more grapes. But I have a lot of powdery mildew on a lot of the grapes because they didn't get enough spray. But what I'm really out here for today, this apple is doing well. This is a Haralson apple, a long keeping apple, and it's probably going to be another month. But these peaches are going to be ready to harvest. They're close to ready. I'll probably eat one just to see. Well, they're not quite ready. I'm just gonna take this one. We'll take this one and see if they're ready. But we have a lot of peaches. We had to tie up these trees, and really, you're supposed to thin them out probably a little bit more than I did, especially this nectarine, which this is probably going to be the first thing to harvest, but they're not quite ready either. I guess not. But let me show you the grapes. I'll show you what the disease is. The powdery mildew, it just turns the grapes dark. They don't look very good at this end. Here, this one's a really sick looking one. They needed more spray, but I'm hoping to keep up with the spray a little better now. All right, we've got the raspberries that we replanted are doing okay. These onions really need harvested. They're going to seed. And Here's the peppers. They're starting to come on in earnest. A little bit of cantaloupe, some tomatoes, and the okra is starting to need to be harvested. The tomatoes are doing well. This is a cherry tomato, a grape tomato, and I let this borage just go crazy because the bees love it. It brings pollinators. I'm gonna be harvesting this coriander real soon. I'll rip all that out. And I've got some tomatillos here, a few more peppers, a lot of tomatoes. I don't know if you saw the first one. Now I've harvested this chamomile twice and it needs harvested again. And I need to harvest this dill. I've got a lot of dill. And then more tomatoes coming on. I haven't had any red ones yet, but real soon. Got potatoes here. And the basil is doing well. I need to trim that up so it starts getting fuller. The beans are just really coming on in earnest. We've got to pick a lot of beans. My cucumbers did nothing. They're not doing anything. And all these little plants that I had in here are doing really well. I've got some squash at this end. Then this is broccoli. Can you pick those 4 things? The broccoli really isn't doing much yet, and I'm not very hopeful about the broccoli. I don't know what is going on with it. The celery is just starting to get bigger. The cabbage, I just sprayed this a couple days ago. And the kale is doing really well. We're harvesting some of that right now. And more tomatoes at this end. They're just coming on. And the corn didn't do very well. Most of the seeds just rotted in the ground and didn't even sprout. So I ended up buying some corn plants from a nursery. And it looks a little bit better, but it still should be a lot bigger than and fuller than this. And the strawberries are done. But this is the garden. Thank you for watching. And thank you for my beautiful sister helping me. Bye.